Well, I'm not going to keep the meeting too long, but I appreciate, Carol, you and Paul inviting me to come speak. I'm going to talk about my issues and what's important to me, you know, why I'm running. I'm going to save some time for question and answers. But I do want you to hear from my media consultant, a gentleman I rely on a lot, Leo, because he has some words of wisdom he wants to share. Let me ask you this, Carol, and Paul, do I need to tell a little bit about who I am? Okay, all right, because I know most people know me, but let me tell you a little bit about myself, speaking to some of the new. I'm an attorney here in town. I practice primarily corporate law, have a small law firm, have a number of small business clients here in Fayette County. I also teach classes down in Kentucky State, teach courses in business law and criminal law. I've been practicing law for about 32 years. I won't say originally from Fayette County. I grew up in Chicago as a young kid, but I've been here since I was 14, went to Leestown Junior High, Bryan Station High School. Was fortunate enough to get a scholarship to go away to school, graduated from Dartmouth College, and then later went on to Harvard Law School. But I'm a Kentuckian through and through. All my roots are Kentuckians, both on my mother's side and my father's side. My mother actually grew up here in Lexington. My father is from a small western Kentucky town called Morganville in Union County near Henderson. So all of my roots on both sides of my family are Kentucky roots. And Kentucky truly called me home after I graduated from law school. I mean, I had the opportunity to go several other places, but I wanted to come back here. And I will tell you, it was the smartest decision. Linda and I will tell you, Linda's my wife for 32 years. We'll tell you it was the smartest decision we ever made. We raised our 3 children here. They're a product of Fayette County Public Schools. They went on and graduated from college and have done very well. And we made a good life here in Lexington. The reason I'm running is because I've always had a commitment to public service. I've been active in many different organizations here in Fayette County. I've been a Little League coach and president. Believe it or not, I've been a PTA president for 4 years. I've been involved in several boards, Kentucky Council of Community Justice and Social Organization, the Actors Guild of Lexington Arts Organization. I presently serve on the Lexington Convention and Tourism Commission. Matter of fact, I had a meeting today. I've been a board member of Bluegrass Community and Technical College. So I've done a lot of public service. But people who know me will tell you that I've always had an interest in politics. And I've always wanted to serve as an elected official. And this opportunity presented itself, and I said, Reggie, if you're ever going to do it, you need to do it now. So I am running, and I'm running with the intent on winning this race. I really do believe I can win this race, but I'll get back to that in just a minute. I have 2 primary issues that I'm focusing on my campaign. One is educational advancement, the other is job development. First, educational development. As I told you, I've been involved in education a lot, PTA president. Also had the good fortune about almost 10 years ago to serve on the superintendent search committee when we hired Ken James, who was the forerunner to Stu Silverman, because we felt that the Fayette County Public Schools at that time, back in the late 90s and 2000, was really underserved and underutilized. And we needed to jumpstart Fayette County Public Schools and get it to where it could be one of the best school districts, not just in Kentucky, but in the nation. We hired Ken James, and he was so highly thought of, Carol, that 9 months later, the state of Arkansas, where he came from, hired him back and gave him the top job as education commissioner for the state. They said, no, Kentucky, you're not going to have him. We're going to bring him back to Arkansas and give him the top job. But the school board hired Stu Superman after that. As we say in life, Elizabeth, the rest is history. Couple of facts you need to know. In 1990, when we passed Karen, said, we're going to try to move it to the top. 65% of our state budget went to education. Okay? Today, we're at 44%. So we're going backwards. Okay? I want to go to Frankfurt and reverse that trend. We can't say we want to be at the top, and then each year fund education less and less. I want to look for new sources of revenue, new ways of doing things, and make education again a top priority. Really, here in Kentucky now, over 50% of our budget really should go toward education, and that's certainly my goal as a elected official and as a state legislative leader, to see that we get back to where we fund education at least over 50%. Education drives jobs. Again, just a little bit of history, just in Fayette County. Back again in the late 1990s, 2000, there was a real need to do something in terms of improving our schools. But we didn't have the funding to do it. When Stu came on board, his first objective was to try to get more money to build schools. He had a big public meeting that I need to find revenues, increase real estate taxes. A number of people showed up, both pro and con. I showed up in support of that. Matter of fact, I made the paper because of my comments. Because of that increase, this school system was able to build William Wells Brown, which is located in the heart of the city, Edith J. Hayes, Liberty Elementary, and several other schools that we needed to have. Since then, the school system has been on an upward spiral ever since. And I met with Tom Shelton as part of my learning and gathering information in my campaign. And Tom Shelton told me that when he goes to superintendent meetings across the state, Fayette County now is the envy of the state. We really have the best school system now in the state. And of course, I don't want to take credit for that, but I realized that we could do that 10, 12 years ago when I was very active in the school system. Education drives jobs. If we want to have good jobs here in Fayette County, we've got to have a good education system. And jobs is, again, my second approach. Okay? We have the ability to really do something special here in terms of being one of the centers of innovation and entrepreneurism here in the state. There's something going on now called the BEAM Project, B-E-A-M, the BEAM Project. Okay? And what that project is, Sarah, is a desire between Louisville and Lexington to build a technology and manufacturing corridor between the two centers. And hopefully link up with Cincinnati. But right now, the design is to build something between a continuous stream of entrepreneurism, innovation, technology, manufacturing that runs from Louisville to Lexington, okay, with the intent of creating thousands of jobs within that corridor. We can do that here in Lexington. Again, I've spoken with people in the UK. I've met with them as part of my learning course, and looked at ways in which we can improve Coldstream. Coldstream is really a diamond in the rough. It's a diamond in the rough. And we can do more to bring new emerging companies here as part of the Coldstream development. Okay. But I don't want to leave you thinking I just want to focus just on high-tech jobs. I really mean all kind of jobs. For example, everybody here is familiar with the new medical center and what that has done to really impress the world in terms of what we do in Kentucky, like with what Dr. Carr has done. You should know that in building the medical center, that when we employ construction workers and people to work on that, we added $500 million in income and benefits just from the building of that. So when we build things, when we develop things, when we create things, we bring in hundreds of millions of dollars into this economy in terms of job creation here in Fayette County. I want to further that. I want to increase that. Again, as good as Lexington can be, we can, the sky's the limit. in terms of what we can do. I mentioned to you, and then I will shut up, Carol, and take questions. I mentioned to you that I'm on the Lexington Convention and Tourism Bureau. What we did today, Maxine, was we heard from Brent Rice and the group that was formed by Mayor Gray to look at building the Rupp Arena Convention Center corridor. That's a projected $120, $150 million project. If that comes to fruition, and it certainly will, again, the construction of that alone will add $250 million in terms of jobs and benefits to people here in Fayette County. This is construction alone. I'm not even counting what kind of permanent jobs it will create by having a new Rupp Arena and a new convention center and all other kinds of new development that will come along from the private industry. Because we all know that private industry follows public development. But that's the kind of legislature I will be. And I'll close with this. I think being an elected official, state legislature, is a lot like being a precinct officer. You can make it whatever you want. You know, you can make it as little or as much as you want to be. But I think those people who know me know that Reginald Thomas does not sit quiet. That he speaks his mind, that he's engaged, and that he's someone you can work with. And that's exactly what I will be if I'm a state representative official. So at this point I will be quiet. I think I've spoken for probably more than 10 minutes, and take any questions that you might have.